Hi, this is the second video for week 2. I split it up because we've had some technical difficulties with trying to get those longer videos uploaded. So every week you may have more than one video just because I'm not trying to do it all at one sitting. It just makes it easier for the computers, I guess, to process the shorter videos. So we're going to be picking up on the essay structure. Keep in mind, we have already went over the grammar, we've already went over outlines, and we went over the writing process. So if you're watching this and this is the first video you're watching, go back and watch the other video because you'll need to know that information to understand what we're talking about. So look on your Moodle, underneath worksheets, pull up your essay structure worksheet, and we're going to go over what exactly goes into an essay, right? So there are 3 parts of an essay. There's an introduction, there's a body, and then there's a conclusion. There are specific things that I'm going to be looking for in each section for your content points, and your content is worth 50% of every essay grade. So let's talk about those important 50% of our points, right, for those big assignments. In an introduction, I'm looking for 3 things. I am looking for a thesis statement first and foremost. A thesis statement is the main idea of your entire paper. And you come at your thesis statement with the question of why. For instance, if someone gives me a thesis statement that's more or less a factual statement, I'm going to give you the feedback of it's not clear. I need you to focus your thesis statement because basically I'm saying it's too broad. It's a factual statement more than a thesis statement. Okay, so for instance, let me give you one of those. If I said education is good for young children, well, we know that education is good for young children. That's not really a thesis statement. So I ask myself, why? Well, education is good for young children, and then this is where I fill in my perception, my take, my opinion that makes that factual statement into my thesis statement. So for instance, I might say something like, education is good for children because it creates confidence and knowledge. Now, if I wanted to further that, I might say, why? Why does education create confidence and knowledge? And then I'm going to add on to that, education is good for children because it creates confidence and knowledge by instilling their ability to use their learned skills from their education in practical everyday life. And then I just keep asking myself why until I get down to the root of what is it I'm really trying to say in this paper. And when I get down to the root of what I'm really trying to say, that's my thesis statement. That's my main idea. And that's what I'm trying to prove in this whole big essay. Now, if you're still a little confused on, well, how do I know if this is a good thesis statement or a bad thesis statement? Try going through and flipping through that PowerPoint that says thesis PowerPoint. Okay, that will give you some good rules of thumb in terms of how do I know if this is a good thesis statement? What should I not do in a thesis statement? And what should I make sure I'm doing in a thesis statement? So back to our essay structure. In the introduction, we're looking for a thesis. We've covered what that is by now. So I'm also looking for you to introduce your topic. So for instance, if my thesis was the whole thing about education, my topic is education, right? It's a little bit different than my thesis because it's more broad, but that means I need to introduce it. In other words, your reader doesn't need to feel like they just plop down in the middle of something. You introduce them to it first, bring up the idea, talk about it a little bit to explain what it is, give a background. And then we need to create an interest. That's the third thing I'm looking for in an introduction. Did you create an interest for your reader? So I'm looking for you to introduce your topic, create an interest in that topic, and then give me your thesis statement in every single introduction. Body of the paragraph, or for the body of the essay, we're going to have multiple paragraphs, no less than 3, but we can have however many we need. Each body paragraph, I'm looking for 2 things. 1, your topic sentence, and 2, your supporting evidence. If you're looking on our worksheet, you're like, wait a minute, Miss Dixon, you said 3 things on the introduction and I see 4. You said 2 things on the body paragraph and I see 5. All of these things on your worksheet are accurate, are good, things that we need to add. So each of your body paragraphs, what we're looking for, what I'm looking for in terms of grading is I want to make sure that they each have a topic sentence and evidence to support that topic sentence. So first we need to know, what is a topic sentence? Well, a topic sentence is a main idea for the entire paragraph, whereas don't get that confused with the thesis, which is the main idea for the whole paper. Okay, so in each body paragraph, I'm looking for a sentence that tells me what the whole paragraph is about. Now, usually this is going to be your first sentence, but it doesn't have to be. There's no rule saying it has to be the first sentence. It's just typically people will kind of put that in first so that the reader understands what they're about to read. For your evidence, there's different ways to provide that evidence, but basically evidence is going to support that topic sentence. It's help proving what you've said in the topic sentence, whereas the topic sentence should always prove what is being said in the thesis. Everything goes back to support that thesis. So in the body paragraphs, each one of them, I'm going to be looking for a topic sentence with your evidence to support that topic sentence. Then in your conclusion, I'm looking for 2 things. 1, for you to restate your thesis in a new way. I do not want you to copy and paste your thesis from that first paragraph, but I do want you to go back and read that thesis so that you understand how you're supposed to reword it so that it makes it feel more final. Because remember, the conclusion comes at the end. If there's no conclusion, the reader automatically feels like they were left hanging, and that's not a good feeling as a reader. Also, because of this, we want to make sure in our conclusion we're not introducing any new topics or ideas. The conclusion should just be about rehashing the thesis and those main ideas. So that's the second thing I'm going to look for in that conclusion. 1, restating the thesis in a new way, and 2, restating some of your main ideas. So on your essay handout, the essay structure, you can see an example essay, which may help you guys if you're like, I just really don't understand everything that she's throwing at me all at once, and it would be better if I could read an example. There's an example on there for you, okay? So I told you guys that we would talk about the grammar, which we have in the first video, and the writing process, which we did also in the first video, and the outline we did in the first video. Now we've gone over the essay structure. So the rest of this class, what I want to focus on is that essay that we have due coming up very soon. I hope you guys have been working on it. So for this essay, you are writing a profile. This profile, all of this is described in your prompt for essay 1, and also if you look underneath your worksheets, there should be a worksheet that says profile assignment information. Read through that also. But a profile is basically like when you see a magazine and you see something on the cover of the magazine. That something could be a person, it could be a place, or it could be an event. But either way, you're seeing something on the magazine and you know automatically when I open that magazine, there's going to be at least a few pages telling me just about that thing that's on the front of the magazine, right? That's a profile. They basically highlight and detail all the important information about a person, place, or event. So that's what you're going to do for 2 pages. So remember, your essay 1 is 2 pages minimum. It should be done in APA 7th edition formatting. And if you don't know what that is, click on that resource that says APA IL Purdue underneath your resources tab in Moodle. We will go over all of the APA formatting stuff more in detail, but know that right out the gate, we need to have Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spacing throughout the entire document, and 1-inch margins on all sides. So for this essay, you first must pick a person, place, or event for you to write a profile on. Then I want you to go through those steps that we were talking about in the writing process. The first one, brainstorm. Okay, brainstorm to figure out what you want to write about. Then you take all those ideas about what you're writing about and you write them down on your outline. Okay, organize those ideas. Then we're going to take that outline and we're going to create a rough draft. Okay, and then after we create our rough draft, we're going to revise big picture ideas. Then we're going to edit small picture ideas. Then we're going to go back over it one more time and evaluate. And then we're ready to publish. Okay. So at this point, what you guys need to already be doing or have done is brainstorming, outlining, and you should be ready to start writing that rough draft over the weekend. By Monday, I would say you should probably go ahead and be ready to start revising big picture ideas. Is my paragraph in the right place? Should I move it? Maybe I need to rethink my thesis. Maybe not. Maybe I need to do more in my conclusion. Maybe not. So big picture ideas. You're going to read back over your rough draft and see, do I need to take something out? Do I need to add something? All those big picture ideas. And then on Tuesday, we'll do the editing. Your small ideas, grammar, punctuation, spelling, capitalization. Of course, when I say we're going to be doing these things not together in class, you should be working on this on your own. But I'm just trying to give you a timeline so that you can keep in your mind what kind of place you should be in during this writing process. For next week, I will be posting a video over your profile assignment. I'll go into detail on the worksheets. I'm also going to go into detail on APA formatting. So you're going to want to make sure you watch that before you turn your paper in so that you can make sure you've formatted it correctly. I hope you have a great week. And if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me. Thanks. Have a good day.